Hi, this is the video for Daf Shevui. We are on Daf Gimmel, page 3, which is actually, as you know, the second page of the Gemara. We're learning Masechet Avodah Zarah, and I am Josh Kulp. I wanted to talk about something that's sort of lying in the background of all of these agadot that appear in the first couple of dapim, first couple of pages of Avodah Zarah, and that is this concept of the days of judgment, this end of time, Yemot HaMashiach, Messianic days, and talk about some common misnomers and maybe a couple lines from the Gemara. When I grew up, I sort of was told Judaism doesn't really believe in heaven or in hell, and it's a much more this worldly religion. And to a certain extent, it's true. Compared to, let's say, Christianity, and I know a little bit less about Islam, but certainly compared to Christianity, Judaism has less of a focus on the next world. And we find many statements such as we have here in our Talmud, where the non-Jews say, like, they're standing in front of God at the end of days and the day of judgment, and they say to God, give us something new to do from there. Give us the Torah anew, and we'll keep it. Now that we know that you really care about us keeping the Torah, we'd like to keep it. And God says back to them, Mishalo Tarach. Misha Tarach, Erev Shabbat, Yochal b'Shabbat. Somebody who busied themselves all week doing work, he will be able to eat on Shabbat. In other words, the week, this world is preparation for the food that you're going to get, the reward you're going to get in the next world. So there is a this worldly emphasis in Judaism, in the sense that what we do in this world is really what matters, and we don't really know what's going to be in the next world or at Judgment Day, and therefore we focus much all the time on what we do, good deeds, the mitzvot, the learning, the study that we do in this world. But I think it's wrong to say that the rabbis did not have a concept of the world to come. They did have a concept of the world to come. I think they believed firmly in the world to come, even if that's a hard concept for us to believe in. We don't have to impose our beliefs on the rabbis. I think they believed firmly in the Messiah, in the Messianic days. I think they believed firmly in the resurrection of the dead. You can see that at the end of Masechet Ketubot, which we just finished learning, which talks a lot about resurrection of the dead. They did believe firmly in these non-rational end of days kinds of scenarios. The difference is rabbis at least did not spend a tremendous amount of time organizing a systematic description of what will be in the end of days. Unlike many other ancient Jews, and certainly Christians who followed, who wrote detailed descriptions of what would happen, who would get there, comprehensive, cohesive descriptions of what the end of days, Judgment Day, would be like, and focused a lot of their energies on determining who would get reward and who wouldn't. Rabbis tend to focus much of their systematic energies on halacha, on observance in this world. You're going to see that a lot in Masechet like Shabbat or Masechet like Bava Kama or any really of the Masechtot. Tremendous amounts of energy spent on fine points of detail on how one is to behave in this world, and you're going to see the codification of it in halacha throughout the generations. Whereas when it comes to the world to come, I think the general attitude is, while we may believe in it, we have no way of ever knowing what it's going to be like, and therefore there's no reason to systematize different people's beliefs. One rabbi can have this belief, one rabbi can have that belief, and the rabbis don't seem to have been all that bothered by conflicts among them. Again, in comparison with certainly Christianity, which was often bothered by doctrinal differences between beliefs in the world to come. So I do think you should keep in mind that rabbis and rabbis throughout the ages, post-Talmudic rabbis, did believe, they had faith that this world wasn't all there is to existence. They did believe in a judgment day. They did believe that people would be judged based on how they acted in this world. They just didn't spend nearly as much energy, and nor did they systematize it as much as other religions seem to have done.